Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something a little bit different. So lately I've been looking a lot into these like Mandela effects and the whole simulation theory and stuff, and I find this stuff very interesting. So I just kind of wanted to talk about it. A lot of people know about it, but not many people know like the ins and outs and the more in-depth stuff about it, I guess. Once you start digging into it, it is a huge rabbit hole of stuff. So what I want to do is I kind of want to turn this into a mini series as I go about like finding a bunch of things. This is going to be like the tip of the iceberg per se. We're just going to talk about very simple entry-level stuff that a lot of people probably already know about, but some may not know about. Just so then everybody can kind of just come into this little mini-series right at the same level. Everybody knows the base knowledge of it, and then as the videos go on, we can go a little bit more like in-depth with it and get a little bit more crazy. Before we begin though, I just want to say none of this has been proven to be factual, and you do not need to believe in anything that is said in this video, and please be civil in the comments. Everybody has their own opinions. I have my own opinions. You have your own opinions. So everybody, please be nice. Let's just come in here and just throw around a couple conspiracies. Have some fun. So the first thing I want to talk about in this video is Mandela effects that I find to just be mind-blowing. But besides that, also how Mandela effects tie into the simulation theory for some people. So if you are unaware of what a Mandela effect is, it is named after Nelson Mandela. A lot of people remember learning in school that he died in the 1990s or the late 1980s, somewhere in there when he was in prison. But then in the 2000s, he ended up becoming the president. To be honest, I forget what country it was for, but yeah, he became president over in that country, and nobody was like, wait, I thought that he died, and then he ended up actually dying like a couple years ago. So in simpler terms, it's when a huge group of people remember something very specific happening, but then finding out that it never happened. A couple other things would be like the Monopoly man. It's like, did he have a monocle or not? Well, apparently he never had one. As a kid, I didn't play a whole lot of Monopoly, so I can't say with 100% confidence, but I am pretty dang sure that he used to have a monocle right on his right eye. Well, I guess left eye. This one's a kicker. How do you remember Berenstain Bears being spelled? Nope, it's not Berenstein, it's Berenstain, apparently. We've all been saying it wrong, and all the residue, they call it, whenever there's something left behind that proves that the thing that everybody thinks is actually the case, it can be found, that's called like residue. So like there's a lot of things online of books and VHS tapes having the original spelling that everybody remembers, Berenstain Bears, S-T-E-I-N, versus now where apparently it's always been Baron S-T-A-I-N, which just doesn't even look right when you look at it. This is one I found out recently that really shocked me. It was the Fruit of the Loom logo, and apparently that cornucopia that everybody specifically remembers being there was never there, which I find hard to believe. I bought a lot of Fruit of the Loom back in the day, and I remember specifically that there was like the fruit in the front and then the big cornucopia or whatever it's called in the back, you know? That's like the Loom part, isn't it? I still get so ticked off every time I see Frosty the Snowman in the original cartoon, apparently, where he never had the scarf, even though I've watched that thing so many freaking times as a kid. I swear he had that scarf. And why in all the merchandise and toys and plushies and stuff, why does he have the red scarf if it was never there? The Jungle Book? Did the bear have a coconut bra or not? Apparently, no. Personally, I have never seen the movie. However, I have seen that scene enough times just because back in the day when you get like Disney DVDs or Pixar DVDs, when you would put it in the beginning, it would always play like a compilation of like a bunch of scenes with Disney. If you saw those movies, you know what I'm talking about. It would always play like iconic scenes from older Disney movies. And that was one of them, the bear dancing with the little kid. And I remember the bra and stuff, but apparently that was never there. Okay, so I could go on and on about that, but now I want to talk about how all of this ties into the simulation theory and where some of the confusion comes in as to whether some things existed or not. So, some people believe, and again, take all this with a grain of salt, I'm not saying any of this is true, this is all just big conspiracy theories I find on the internet and I find to be very interesting, and I have some theories of my own for all this. But anyway, some people believe these Mandela effects happen because the simulation is breaking. That's the first one. Or we have crossed paths with like another timeline. So the latter theory that I stated is not connected to the simulation theory. That one's just rather like, oh, there's alternate universes and something happened to where now we have crossed paths with another universe where they remember things a specific way because it's always been that way for them, and we remember things a specific way because that's how it's always been for us. So, you know, there's like timelines intercrossing, so that's an interesting one. But the one that I believe more, and the one that I've been looking into more, and I'm finding more and more evidence of it every day, and it's kind of scaring me, is the simulation theory. It's basically just saying that whoever is running the simulation that we live in, you know, the home we call Earth or whatever, it's really just a simulation created by somebody many years ago. and the simulation is breaking. You know how you play a video game and there's glitches and stuff, like an NPC will fall through the floor or a certain texture won't load in. Well, that's essentially what's happening here, except it's like the code is breaking, I guess, just because I don't know if it's a memory issue. I don't know if the big simulation gods have to upgrade their RAM or something, upgrade to like DDR10. Maybe these homies got to get some faster SSDs, or maybe they're past SSDs. Maybe they got triple SDs. I don't know what they got nowadays. But yeah, they just, some people think that maybe the simulation is breaking, and that's why stuff like that is happening. Like how in the Britney Spears "Oops, I Did It Again" video, you can see her visibly fixing her microphone, which she doesn't have, even though everybody ever remembers that being there. There's also theories of like time travelers, where people have traveled back in time in the simulation. People from further up in the simulation have been able to travel back in time, but when they travel back in time, there was a butterfly effect of sorts. So you guys ever seen Back to the Future, where like, you know, very minuscule things that I'm changing a whole lot or whatever? Yeah, they kind of think it's that sort of thing, where somebody went back and did something so minuscule like a couple of different times, and it changed just enough for certain things to be out of place, like Britney Spears not having the microphone, Bernstein Bears being spelled differently, Frosty not having a scarf, Fruit of the Loom not having the giant cornucopia in the back. If you look up simulation theory on YouTube, there are so many videos that will pop up. Like, it is a rabbit hole. There's so many like, you know, testimonies of people talking about like, dude, I literally died in this simulation. Or I remember hearing this one story where this guy saw himself die, but then like in a dream. And when he woke up from his dream, the exact same events played out the exact same way. Obviously, can all of this stuff be confirmed? No, so you can't take it as 100% factual. But if it is real, imagine how crazy that is. People having literal Final Destination, like, premonitions before, you know, seeing a tragic event happening and then being able to stop it. Like, it's crazy. And some people have theories that maybe that actually did happen, but then the simulation, like, rewinded for some reason and allowed him to have a second chance at it. This would also take us into glitches in the Matrix, as some people call it. The most like hardcore evidence I've seen, strangely, as much as I hate the app, has come from TikTok videos. You can find TikTok videos all over the places of like people coming in out of absolutely nothing. Like, say I'll be standing here and then all of a sudden you'll see a guy like right behind me just walk that way. Now, I hope that ever happens. That would be absolutely horrifying. Nobody should be in this room besides me. So if you guys ever see that, please in the comments let me know. I mean, at that point, I'd probably be dead. But yeah, there was also this one I seen of this girl that cut this lemon, and she went to grab a bag. She turned around, grabbed a bag, turned back around, and when she picked up the lemon, it wasn't cut. It was just back together, and she had to recut it. It was insane, because you can see, like, it literally like molded back together. It was so weird. I've had a little trouble finding this clip, so I'm just gonna have to act it out for you. If I can find the clip, I'll include it in the video, but if I can't find it, well, then you're just gonna have to deal with me reenacting it. So basically, there was this woman, right? They were in a restaurant, and this other woman was recording her, and this chick, she just started laughing, right? And she just froze. Like, her face went completely emotionless. It literally looked like one of those mannequins that you see at like a clothing store. Like, no breathing, nothing, just dead face. And then she snapped out of it, was like, whoa, what was that? So she was basically like, ha ha. Like, it was so freaking weird. If you guys have seen the clip, you know what I'm talking about, but it was like the most bizarre thing ever. I spent half of this video stumbling over my words because oh my god, I've been looking into this stuff so much and I just want to explode. I want to go like so deep into it and just go into all the nitty gritties right here, but I know some people are new to this, so I'm trying to just go as light as I can, but every time I start talking, I'm literally fumbling over myself to just keep myself cool and composed and just take it slow so everybody can follow along. But oh my gosh, I can't wait to do this little mini-series and go more in depth with all the findings, the different like theories that I come across. This stuff is so freaking interesting to me. I've never been like the biggest into conspiracy theories and stuff, but I've been getting into it so much lately, and it is so freaking interesting to me. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, a shout out to the Patreons, Fav Grandma, and Lil Bootytap. Hopefully you guys enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you guys back here tomorrow at 7. Like I said, as the series goes on, we'll get more and more in depth and crazy and just like mind screwy with this. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.